is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to another New Year, New Brawl. We are playing some Fenix today for our classic benchmarking Fenix. My mouse button is a little bit broken here. Let's see, so we got Stronghold, we got Hallowed, and we got Aura. Oh, we got so many buffs. Alright, first things first. I am going to change the sound because I have it super low, and one of my teammates is asking us for us to leave. That is not happening. Return to game. You don't have to. Dude, Misa Lilith can 1v3. Nah, dude, 1v3, that's boring. So we're also playing against In Flames and Valkyrie.
You can count on me.
So, I'm not actually going into In Flames and Valkyrie. I'm going into whoever this guy is, but I feel like I'm gonna have to be fighting Valkyrie and oh god, look at that, it's Alarak. Alright, well, you know what? I think, yeah, I'm gonna be facing off against Motherships. So I've been playing a lot of Fenix on my own time, and I realized that Fenix scales based on how well his Zealots do. And if his Zealots don't do well, you're just gonna have a bad time. I don't know if I should get Shadow. I'm against Borazun. I think Borazun I can just spam Zealots, but I will need tier 2. We don't have second gas though. I will need tier 2. I think if I can go Legionary and Adepts, I should be fine. Are those Manx boys? And yeah, those are Reapers. Okay, I think I should be fine. So I found out that I think Fenix is basically Karax but worse. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Fenix is basically Karax but worse. And that actually probably makes him solid D tier. Because, like, here's the thing, like, Fenix is very good in the matchups where you can build Legionaries and not get punished by Firebats, Hellbats, or, you know, something similar. But in the matchup where he does get punished by Firebats, Hellbats, and, you know, whatever, you're actually in for a really bad time. I think I'm going to go Shadow, I think. Shadow is probably the best thing here. It makes my Legionaries attack faster by a little bit. I think I can put, let's see, attack speed, weapon speed. So maybe instead of having them, because I normally do a V like this, and it makes them like tankier. But I might have to do something interesting. I don't know what that's gonna look like though. What that is gonna look like though is our cannon going down. Well, that'll be very interesting. So let's see. So yeah, Brawl modifiers, I haven't even talked about them yet. Like Stronghold, you can see quite obviously is like, we got something being built up here. Quite nicely. We have the Hallowed Ground, which are some buffs here, and then Aura, as you can see. So it's just basically just gonna be a week full of buffs. I'm gonna need Kaldalis here, but more than anything, I need to make sure, like, as soon as Valkyrie builds one blaze, I lose. I think I have to go tier 3 and get something else, whatchamacallit, and get some Warbringers, because I think Warbringer can actually beat Tychus, provided Tychus doesn't buy a Sam. If Tychus does buy a Sam, then I'm screwed. But I also have to deal with all of these Borazun air units. So I found that Phoenix's best anti-air is actually not to buy Scouts, but you just buy Adepts. Yeah, just buy Adepts. So you know what? I think I'm just gonna continue going forward with this with my stuff here. I probably will want Palace. I'm only on 2 gas. I missed double gas though. I definitely missed double gas. So having solo with just 1 gas is pretty tough. There we go. Put down Talos over here. There we go. By the way, guys, best of you here to my channel, and you guys enjoyed the rest of the content, you should watch this video until the end because there's gonna be a tier list after this video. And you know what? You might actually just see Fenix on the D tier now. From now on, I have a new appreciation with Karax around after I messed around with Karax for a bit, and I was like, you know what? Karax actually ain't so bad. Actually, no, he's still weak, but like he ain't so bad. You know, he ain't as bad as I thought he was. Let's see, Talos. Where's my debilitation system here? I don't have that. I think also the attack speed is great for my Adepts as well. My Adepts don't exactly attack fast, but yeah, if your opponents can build Hellbats in large numbers, you're in for a bad time. But if not, you're in for a pretty good time. Okay, well, the scan's gonna be pretty bad here. I'm gonna get an Observer. It's probably not gonna last, but no. Yeah. I don't know. I think the best thing about Fenix is his gateway units, and so the more of them you can build, the better. I think his immortals are okay. Absolutely do not build the carriers, is what I found. because your carriers suffer the same problem as Karak's carriers, except they don't heal each other. So they're basically actually garbage. And Clolarian's upgrade, the only thing Clolarian's upgrade allows him to do is to deal better damage against ground units. And if you're gonna get carriers to deal with ground units, just get Warbringer. Seriously, boys, just get Warbringer. Oh my god, I feel like my Manx ally here is not doing anything. He's built absolutely nothing, except for triple gas, and my Hallowed ally has also done nothing. Maybe they're a little salty that I'm not leaving for the 2v1. Should be 3, whatever it is. But I ain't leaving, guys, because this is the tier list, boys. And if you guys are new to my channel, you guys enjoy Direct Strike content, be sure to drop a sub if you want to keep up. I think might be doing a live stream special to celebrate 1,000 subs. Some point in time this weekend, I think. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, this weekend's a good time. But it looks like we are going to get bodied here, so we're probably going to have to play another round of Fenix, but this time without having these two jokers on my team, I guess. I have a feeling that they're intentionally not doing much. It's like, I don't know, like, you're sitting on 100 minerals, you know, they're like, hey, oh, I want a 2v3, boys, let's just go, let's just start. Nah, you know, my Zealot here just taking my own base out here. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like I've just been, like, trying to hold it down here with some guys, but, you know, what can you do? Sometimes you get some people who want to do interesting strategies, such as 2v3. That's when you call up your 4 friends and try and 2v3, you know? I don't know what Max has been spending his cash on, but whatever it is, it's not it. So we're going to probably play around, and in the next game we're going to talk about our live stream special. So yeah, I'm going to have a look at the stats here too. Let's see. Oh my god. I don't think they did anything. Hallowed definitely didn't do anything. But yeah, let's just go on to the next one. Let's go. Alright, and we're back in action. This time with In Flames and Valkyrie on our team. Okay, so anyways, as I was saying, 1,000 sub special is probably going to happen this weekend. I think what I'm going to do, probably on Saturday. I don't think I can do the same old 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. thing. I'll see. I might have to like move some things around. I think maybe I could. I don't know. You know what I could try to do this game? I could just try and spam Warbringers, like Colossus Warbringer. Because like I know like with Fenix, like you scale basically based on how long you can stay on tier 1. Like Phoenix's tier 1 is insane. Yeah. 6 minutes is a little too short for a game. But yeah. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try and spam Warbringer. We'll see how well that goes. I have half mine to do because I think Warbringer is pretty OP. And if I get some cooldown reduction on him, he might be insane. I get some cooldown reduction in the center, so I'm gonna just have a Colossus arc here. But yeah, I normally do a V-shaped formation from the center here all the way this way, but unfortunately, this is probably where you want to have your legionaries just off to the side. So not ideal, but you know we'll have to work with it. What are we up against here? Okay, there's a bunch of Zerglings here. That's not favorable. Let's see, what do I have here? We got 5. I could get Force. That could increase the range of all my units. Fire is generally not that great. I'm against Karax, aren't I? Oh, Warbringer into Karax? Warbringer into Karax? I don't know. Karax air is gonna kind of suck though. Screw it. Let's just go. We're just going for it, boys. We're only level 1s. Let's go. It's 2021. We're leaving our regrets behind. I think I can easily beat Karax if I go pure ground. Karax Mirages, I think, lose to my scouts if Mojo stays alive. Otherwise, I think Karax Mirages might be able to beat me. I say might. But yeah. Let's see. We got Manx with a tank here. I mean, I feel like just Valkyrie with Tychus and In Flames on Alarak, I feel like I could just sit back and do something stupid, and I still will be able to win because Alarak is pretty strong this week with all the modifiers, and because like Wrathwalker is already pretty good, but I think In Flames is trying to go for some motherships, and then Valkyrie on Tychus is going to be pretty strong. Since he knows what he's doing. Most Tychus players don't, so usually this is a bad sign. Like, usually Stronghold is where Tychus is disadvantaged, but if you know what you're doing, there's actually no disadvantage at all. So I think I'm not going to actually level up my Colossus's Lance, their Flame Lance. One of the reasons is because I want to have Warbringer be the one with the extra range, and then so the other Colossus are here to tank for Warbringer. That's really all it is. And so yeah. So anyways, I think I'm going to try and do the live stream probably on Saturday. Sometime, you know, in the usual time. Like, I don't think, can I do 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.? I don't think I can do 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. I don't have something there, but I can probably try and see if I can do like 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's a little bit better. But yeah, we got some Colossus here. No increased range. Don't really need the 10 range on them, I'm guessing. Let's see, I want to see Karax fight me on the ground, because if he builds Mirages, then that's like really boring. I want to see him fight me with some Colossus of his own. That's a lot of Aegis Guard, and by the way, that is absolutely the wrong thing to build into Manx. There we go, yeah, because of the mind control. I'm gonna get some ground weapon upgrades here. Should I? Although the Colossus with 7 range don't outrange any other things. Oh crap. I can't actually kill off that thing, it's getting healed up too fast. Oh well. But yeah, also I gotta level up Warbringer's thingy. It's his Purification Blast. There we go. I'm gonna see here. I got the cooldown reduction in the center, not the cooldown reduction anywhere else though. Looks like Fenix has opted for more of these guys. Okay, nice. I'm gonna increase my ground weapons at least once, I think. Boom. Boom. Purification Blast on a 25% cooldown means that it's got a 3-second cooldown. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Increase weapon upgrades here. There we go. Come on, Warbringer. We got that 10 range. Oh, blast that Aegis Guard. Oh no, the Aegis Guard are hitting him. Oh yeah, come on, blast him. Warbringer's not doing too much with his blast here. It's only 250, but I think he can actually stand a chance against Tychus. I'm saying this because Tychus, all the Tychus really needs to do is buy a Sam, I'm pretty sure. Warbringer's finished. He's got 700 health, but you know, Sam can just throw a grenade on him and Warbringer's dead. I think Warbringer can even get stunned by the Sam grenade, so it's like, technically Fenix doesn't have any good matchups with Tychus. But I think Disruptors, all Tychus has to do is get a bunch of cannonballs, or Boswells, you know, as I like to call them, it doesn't matter, and give them the revive ability, and your Disruptors are finished. Yeah. Oh, Karax has got some Colossus of his own, let's go. But his have a little bit more range and a little bit more damage than mine, by 3. His also sets the ground on fire. I think my Colossus are gonna lose here. Oh, never mind. Warbringer just took it out. I don't know, I think I kind of like Warbringer, like, tanking, or having these Colossus tanking, but I think, at the end of the day, I think I should probably give them extra range. Oh my god, all of these Aegis Guards just getting stolen. No match here. There we go, that's more like it. I think, you know what, I'm gonna have to get Extended Thermal Lance. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Because, like, I think, you know what, just having Colossus be able to shoot earlier just sounds better than whatever I'm doing here. There we go, they got that plus... Wait, oh, these guys are getting the extra range too. They got that plus 12 range. 12 range Colossus, boys. As they should be. As they should be. Let's see. You can see just how powerful the Fire Colossus are in comparison to the not Fire Colossus, you know? My Colossus are the not Fire Colossus. They cost like 150 less though, so kind of not too bummed about that, because my Colossus I can build like for every 600 minerals I can build, no, for every 900 minerals I can build like 3 of them. Karax can only build 2 of them, so yeah. Now, Aegis Guard here. Hopefully I'm able to take out some of them, but yeah, the Aegis Guard just wiping out the tanks before they can even do anything. That's more like it. That's more like it. Put down our one of these. Warbringer's Blast is 400 damage now. Turn off the volume a little bit. I feel like it's a little too quiet, for me at least. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a 1000 sub special. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think that should be fine. I might be a little bit late. But you know what? It's okay. We're gonna go for that on Saturday. I think that's what we're going for. We'll do it on Saturday, and that'll be what's up. And that'll be what's up. Either B square. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, Fenix. Like I was gonna do like another commanding guide on Fenix, because I played Karax and I was like, you know what, Fenix and Karax are pretty similar. You know, except for the fact that basically Fenix only has one of the best Zealots in the game, and he's got Adepts, and he's got some pretty cool heroes, but Fenix really has to build a lot of the same unit. If you're not building a lot of the same unit, you're doing it wrong. Because he scales based on how many of the same unit he has. Very much so. Like the more of one unit you have, the stronger your one hero unit gets. And so yeah, you want to be building a lot of them. There we go. Because like let's see how strong Warbringer is. Warbringer is dealing 600 damage per blast. That's hefty, right? And the reason why I say like you gotta build a lot of units is because like, for example, Kaldalis can do like 100-something damage AoE if you have a lot of Legionaries, right? Like yeah, you got a lot of Legionaries to get there, but like I think like Fenix is pure, like his best composition is something that involves mostly Legionaries, Adepts, and maybe you can add in some Immortals. Because at the end of the day, the Immortals are. Oh, look at that! Ooh, that Aegis Guard's getting blasted. Oh, we blasted our own Aegis Guard there. But yeah, because at the end of the day, like, I don't think Fenix is I don't know. I should probably get some Legionaries down here to shield for them as well. But yeah, like if you are against an opponent who can counter your Legionaries pretty hard, like I want to say people who can counter your Legionaries like actually the hardest is Tychus, and followed probably by someone who can spam like Nova. Nova's Hellbats are super thick, so you'll have a problem getting through those because technically you want to counter Hellbats with Adepts. Firebats are also really good because Firebats are armored, so they don't take bonus damage from your Adepts. And that being said, Rain or Air also counters you, so that's like a whole new, something else to deal with. Rain or Air, Lamau. So here Karax is actually taking me on in the ground composition here. I think I have what it takes to beat him. Boom. Yeah, like, I have so many Colossus. My Colossus are just a little bit more expensive than his Annihilators, which is hilarious. Oh my god, you see that? Warbringer just one-shot that Aegis Guard. Warbringer's about to get one shot though. Oh my god, Valkyrie just stole all those tanks. Damn. Damn! He's stealing everything today. Oh wait, I count as a Tychus hero. Oh no, not Tychus. All my units count as Tychus heroes. Okay, never mind. Okay, I thought Warbringer counted as a Tychus hero. Yeah, I found that like buying Fenix himself, there are some situations where you don't really need to buy Fenix. Like unless you're against a matchup where you need to have some sort of front line. Like I think if you're against a bunch of Hellbats and Firebats and all that stuff, like having Fenix in his Praetor form will definitely help you out a little bit, help the Legionaries out a little bit. But other than that, I don't think there's actually at any point buying Fenix. Like Dragoon Fenix is like whatever actually. It's actually not that important. Let's see. Oh god, those tanks though. Warbringer's getting destroyed. I think, you know what I need? I need more Legionaries right now, rather than more Colossus. And I need my own Kaldalis here. Let's see. Legionaries are with extra move speed, extra armor. But yeah, I want to have my Legionaries in a V as well. But yeah, like basically your frontline is Legionaries, and if your opponents can counter them, then you're kind of boned as Fenix. Is what I've gathered from playing a bunch of Fenix games. Like, the games you win are the games where like your opponents can't deal with your Legionary Adept swarm, and I mean like swarm, because like I just spam a lot of them. Like I just make a V from here all the way to there, from here all the way to there, and have Adepts behind that. And then if I need, I'll have Immortals, and then all this space at the front you can just technically fill up with Legionaries if you need to. Yeah, there's Kaldalis coming in now. We got the Coward Blades. Kaldalis should be able to like chunk through most of the enemy most of the enemy Sentinels. That being said, I gotta make sure Kaldalis gets to the front line. But yeah, like Legionaries just completely tear through everything. You can see that. Like they're basically baby Ultralists. And if your opponent can counter them, then you're in for a bad time. Okay, Aegis Guard. Aegis Guard, could you not do the thing where you kill all my Colossus? Thank you very much. It just means I don't have enough Legionaries. That's really what it means. If I have enough Legionaries, they should have survived that fight and then continued to pour over. Like Like, despite your Legionaries being, like, the most expensive Zealot in the game, you want to put them down like they're Zerglings. You want to have so many of them because they're so good. It also looks really cool when they charge your opponents and, like, completely overwhelm them from all sides. Oh my god. We got that 12 range Colossus here. Oh yeah, hit him with that. Hit him with it. Uh-oh. Got some Mirages here. What are those? Those aren't illegal. I mean, those aren't legal. Those are legal. This is a ground battle Carax. Come on. I do also miss Brilliance a lot, because Brilliance just made it so you just started off so much stronger. How much is my AoE doing on Caldalis? 29 plus 27. That's 36, right? Yeah, 36. That's alright, I guess. Oh my god, we got some Sky Furies. I hope Warbringer can destroy those Sky Furies. Actually, the Motherships can definitely beat Sky Furies when you have Motherships. Oh my god, that guy left. That guy left. That other guy also left, leaving our Manx here all alone. Oh man. Oh man. That's some Protoss power coming in here with a bit of Tychus action. Manx here just out here high and dry. He has too many Royal Guards. Damn. The other Manx here, this Manx was the guy who I don't think was performing too well. But as you can see here, I did a lot of damage. Probably mostly the structures rather than to people or like units. But damn, Valkyrie just doing 53k. It's from all the stolen Aegis Guard. You know, it's free real estate. Just steal them. So yeah, let's just go right onto the tier list. Let's do it. Alright, and we are back. Let's get right to it. So the game plan, as per usual, we're going to talk about the auras, overall strategy, commander rankings, and if you guys are not yet subbed and you guys enjoy Direct Strike content, be sure to drop a sub and a like. So let's get right on to it. So Brawl modifiers this week, we have Stronghold, which means that a base is built up around you as you push forward. We have Hallowed, so you gain buffs on your staging area, and you also have buffs in your aura. So this is basically just a lot of buffs, but I'm probably just going to call this the New Year, New Brawl, with a question mark, maybe? I don't know. So yeah. The strategy this week is going to be pretty simple. You just want to stack, and you want to break the stack. I think that's probably about it. So let's just have a look at here. So I want to say in the S tier is probably what you're going to see a lot of this week, or you're going to see a lot of, and it's going to do very well. So it's going to be Manx with his tanks, Nova with her tanks, and Alarak with either Wrathwalkers. I would say Alarak probably with Wrathwalkers because there's a lot of structures to destroy, and Alarak's Wrathwalkers love them structures. So you're definitely going to see these guys in the S tier. They also have enough beefiness, enough front line for the most part to sustain or to protect their stacks against stack breakers. I would say, like, Nova's got the Hellbat Rangers. Manx can just like churn out like tons and tons of boys and lings and just get them to soak damage, and Alarak can just eat chicken nuggets until there's nothing to eat. So yeah, I think they're pretty good. Next in the A tier, I want to say are the people who can stack pretty nicely. It takes a little bit more time for them to get set up though, and they've got a decent front line, but like their stacking power is not as OP or as powerful. But it can contest the A tier. I mean, it can contest the S tier heroes, and by that I mean I have Stukov. He's got a pretty nice front line with bunkers. Stukov tanks are quite expensive, so it takes a while for them to get going. But it's actually probably more advisable to just build your bunker line first as Stukov and then start building tanks. I don't think it's a good idea to just go straight tanks as Stukov because your tanks are very squishy as well. So for their price, they're very squishy. Like Nova tanks for 350, you get 400 health. Like Stukov, you only get half of that, right? So you need to take some time to set up before you can start going. And next we have Dahaka, who I think can also be pretty tanky, but he also needs to get some time to get set up because I think Dahaka's stack this week is going to have to be creeper hosts, and they're going to be really strong once you get a lot of them. So it's going to take some time for you to get there. Stack breaker Dahaka is not that great though, I don't think, because you're going to have to be relying on Zerglings and Ultralisk, both of which are going to have a hard time against tanks. Yeah, and you might be surprised to see Carax up here in the A tier. And I want to say this: if you go the Carax build that I recommended in my Carax guide, you are 100% going to be able to crush someone like Manx. 100%. So what I mean by that is, if you go for like a V shape with Sentinels, like a forward-facing V, like you're gonna penetrate your opponent's formation. Forward-facing V with Sentinels. And then behind that, you have Annihilators in the same sort of V pattern. And you just fill in the back with Annihilators. Get like 2 to 3 Colossus. You don't want to have more than that. And if your opponents gets anti-air units, just get like some Mirages, not to win the battle, but get some Mirages to soak damage so your Colossus don't take aggro. right? As Karax, I don't think you can ever win an air battle against certain commanders, and if that's the case, then why even participate, right? Karax ground, however, has a very strong pushing power because the Sentinels, when they run in, they die. They de-aggro, and especially if you make a V, they run in and die at different times. So they de-aggro and they re-aggro, confusing your opponent's front line, confusing your opponent's stacking units, and your Annihilators might have a chance to annihilate your opponent's front line and then go pop onto the opponent's tank back line. And your Colossus can also help you do that. And so you actually can do a Stackbreaker Karax build. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Stackbreaker Karax could be also pretty OP. And also Karax Beam is actually like the most broken thing this week, because if your team has a fat stack going, all you gotta do is drop that beam, destroy one of those waves, and your fast stack is gonna keep on going uncontested. And that could just win you the game. That could just net you the game. So Karax A tier. So in the B tier, we have commanders that I think can have some potential to do some stack breaking, can have some potential to do some stacking, but they're not exactly as strong as I would say our S and A tier commanders this week. So Kerrigan with the stack breaker potential is I see Kerrigan with like Ultralisk Hydras, maybe Ultralisk Lurkers, maybe that might be better. Like Ultras Lings to just sort of run at your opponent and like just try and overrun them. I don't know how effective that's going to be. Lurkers I think will definitely be decent at stacking, but they run into the problem of doing like very little damage to their targets. You know, very good against like small units, but not that great against like bigger units. So Kerrigan might struggle there. Broodlords could be good, but you know then you're building Broodlords, which means you have nothing to protect them in the air. Which is feels bad, man. But you know, if you can get away with the Broodlords are pretty good. Most of the time you can't, though. Next we have Raynor. Raynor tanks are pretty good. They're pretty cheap. You can buy a lot of them. They're like a dime a dozen. You can spam them. They got fast siege. You know, the only problem is Raynor tanks get beat by basically all the other S tier guys. I don't think Raynor can do anything if you go tanks into Mansk or even Nova. Like, Nova just crushes your tanks because of her range. Alarak crushes your tanks because Alarak just eats the tank shots while the Wrathwalkers destroy you. So Raynor's in for a pretty bad one here. You might have to go Banshees to just try and do something. But if you're against those matchups, that is. If you're not against those matchups, Raynor tanks are still not too bad because they're just really cheap. You can just buy lots of them. Raynor Bio is probably not recommended this week. Hyperion and Raynor Air could be useful, especially if you're against someone like Karax. Just make him go air, because you know you can win. We can win there. Next in the B, we got Warzone. I think Warzone's B here because Stalker Stacker is not exactly too OP, but if you do roll the cooldown reduction aura, and you put your guys in the cooldown reduction center, it's going to be pretty good. That being said, like I'm also talking about this not regarding the auras, I guess, or not taking into consideration the auras. Or actually, I think I have taken into consideration the auras because I think Manx is pretty good with life aura, and if you do get it, your waves are just gonna be really good. So I think like this tier list just sort of works with or without the auras or the hallowed ground, I would say. Just overall, it's more that there's Stronghold, and that Stronghold exists, because I think Stronghold is more defining or more important this week than the auras, I would say. If there was no Stronghold and it was just auras and something else, then yeah, the auras would be important. But I feel like Stronghold's just too big. But anyways, Warzone Stalker Stacker is pretty good overall. You can probably go some Stealth Void Rays to mix in there. Not something that's like OP. You got the Toilet, which is okay, kind of balanced. Not the best, not the worst, you know, B tier. Artanis here, you can do a Crusher ground comp, although I think this week maybe a Tempest comp might be better because Tempest got good siege. That being said, yeah, you might be able to throw a curveball at your opponents, especially because if they're going ground siege units, the Tempests are just going to be able to avoid them and also hit them as well. That being said, you could also try like a Crusher Artanis ground comp to try and break a stack with your Zealot, Archon, Immortal, and Reavers. Probably some Dragoons in there somewhere as well. That could work, but it'll take a lot of time to get built up. Next in the B tier, we have Tychus. I want to put Tychus in the B tier this week because I think it's very easy to just like be, alright, Tychus is D tier, just slap in there. I think it's Tychus is B tier because you can either be D tier because you have no idea what you're doing, or you can be S tier if you have exactly the idea of what you're doing. Stronghold, I don't think really affects Tychus as much as it looks. The one thing it could do is bait you into buying Kev as your first guy, which is what you shouldn't do. You should still do your Tychus thing where you counter your opponents and stuff, and if you do counter your opponents, if you do find a Mensk in the wild who is building a lot of shock divisions, you already know what to do. Steal those bad boys with Vega, right? And now they're your shock divisions. So yeah, Tychus, skill based, I would say. So in the C tier, we have commanders who I think don't stack, and their stack breaker potential is not that great. Or if they do stack, I don't think their stack potential is as great. So Hunt and Horner, I don't think Hunt and Horner has really any good stack potential. Like, you have Assault Galleons, which I guess they stack, but for what they're worth and what they do, they're not that great. You might as well attach a pea shooter to a siege tank and make it cost 450, and that's your Assault Galleon. That's basically what it is. So I don't believe in Hunt and Horner's stacking ability. Hunt and Horner's stack breaking ability might be okay. You might do like Hellbat Hellion, that could be okay. But for the most part, I think Hunt and Horner is not going to have the best time in terms of breaking stacks. I mean, I guess you can be pretty strong as a stack breaker, especially if you get life as well. But that's probably all you're going to be doing. You could try and stack with Wraiths. You could. Wraiths are still always a good option, but we'll have to see. And then next we have Zagar. So I know Zagar's like, oh, but Zagar's the strongest stack breaker here. Like, why is she like down here? That's because Zagar takes some time to get going, and I don't know. Like, you can't really abuse. Like, 'cause the thing with Zagar is like she's weak to siege because you know, the more siege weapons your opponents have, siege equipment your opponents have, the worse Zagar usually does because her wave is entirely based on contact damage, and if half your wave gets destroyed before they make contact, you're not gonna have a good time. And also, because of all the buildings, right, Zagar is going to have a hard time even pushing through because your units are going to aggro some of the buildings. Yes, they're going to destroy some of the buildings, but they're going to get rebuilt, right? And the damage that you sent into the buildings is not damage that you sent in to your opponent's units, which is bad, right? You don't want that, right? You want to be damaging your opponent's units. So I feel like Zagar is going to have a pretty tough time this week. Same with Stetman. I would normally say like Stackbreaker Stetman with the Banelings would be pretty OP, but this week, buildings in the way, going to be problematic. Also, Bountiful not being here makes Stetman like just kind of tough to deal with, like to play as, because you just don't have as much minerals. And what else? Stetman stacking is like kind of meme. You can go Lurkers, I guess. Please don't go Battle Carrier Lords. They're like Brood Lords, but more expensive. So, yeah, don't do that. Yeah. And then in the C tier with Abathur, I want to say Abathur is more of like just, you know, just an annoying commander. You can get like Swarm Hosts that can stack, but Swarm Hosts at the end of the day aren't exactly... Okay, you know what? I don't want to say they're not lethal, but they're not OP in stacking as tanks are. Unless you get like cooldown reduction and you put them in the cooldown reduction and then you spam a lot of them. That could be pretty strong, but at the end of the day, Swarm Hosts suffer from not being able to deal enough damage to targets with high armor. And also they die to AoE pretty hard. That being said, Vipers could actually be useful in assisting a siege break, but Abathur's ground units definitely can't break siege. You have to go air, coupled with Viper. I don't know. Like, Abathur's kind of strange and funky to play. I'm not exactly too sure how the Abathur siege break is going to go, but I think Vipers will definitely be integral to it. That being said, though, can you deal enough damage before the Viper effect wears off? That's the thing, right? If you can't, then the Vipers don't mean a thing, right? So in the D tier, we have Fenix. As I said, you're probably going to see Fenix in the D tier. And we have Swan. So why are these guys in the D tier? Well, Fenix, I think, is probably just going to be my new resident D tier because I realize he's actually Karax, but worse. And I want to say this because he does everything Karax kind of does, but a little worse in some areas and a little better in areas that don't matter as much. So the areas that don't matter as much is he has better Legion, like better Zealots, better like ground units with like the Adepts and stuff, right? But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter if your opponents have a lot of siege units, or they have siege units coupled with AoE anti-light units, which is the bane of Phoenix's existence. And today, the only person who doesn't really have that is Alarak, I would say. But Alarak himself is pretty good, like just soaker of damage. But Mengsk can really mess you up. Nova can mess you up. Dehaka, if he knows what he's doing, can mess you up. I would say probably Karax can mess you up too with his Colossus. But yeah, and then I don't know, like you can go Warbringer Rush, like what I did. But Warbringer Rush is vulnerable to the thing called enemy anti-air. So yeah, although they won't aggro unless there's like, you know, something else to hit. If there's something else to hit, they won't aggro. That being said, you know, if there's something else to hit, they'll just knock down your Colossus like they're nothing. And next in the D tier is actually Swan. So I think Swan has the problem of some of his units just cost too much for what they do. Like his Ares bots, which is supposed to be like his second line tank after his Hellbat, just I think cost too much for what you get. You get like a with like Ares bots do 20 damage per shot, which is like I would say is not that great. Like I think it's 20 damage only if you have it as fully upgraded as well. Like a Marauder does like that much damage and it shoots like around at the same speed. I would say a little bit faster. Actually, no, Marauder does less, but like I don't know. It's like you could buy like 3 Marauders or like an Ares bot, and 3 Marauders are probably gonna beat an Ares bot. Actually, I don't actually know that for sure, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like Swan's Ares bots just cost a little too much for what they're meant for, and like it takes so much time to set up. Yes, Swan tanks do a lot of damage, but they also take 4 seconds to siege up, and unlike Nova tanks, they aren't extremely tanky, unless you buy science vessels, right? You have to buy science vessels. If you don't buy science vessels, you're doing it wrong. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like Swan has a hard time this week just competing with the top stackers on the list, because the top stackers can all body Swan tanks in some way or another, right? Alarak can just Wrathwalker them. Like I think his Wrathwalker is basically nearly one-shot him, right? And even like Stukov can mess up Swan pretty hard with like just charging with bunkers and apox and everything, just overrun you, right? Can't do nothing against that. So yeah. Well, if you guys enjoyed these 2 games and this tier list, be sure to leave a like. Let me know what you guys think, and Happy New Year. I'll see you guys on the 1000 live stream special. Until then, take care.